Good morning, guys. Gonna do some work out in the garden this morning. It's not too hot outside. It's getting a little warm out here, but hopefully I can get it done before it gets super hot. So come on, let's go. All right, so we're in the front yard. We're gonna start doing some work in here. Figured I'd give you guys a little tour and show you how my garden is doing up to this point. It's been a couple weeks since I've showed some of the progress that's going on there, so let's check it out. So it's growing. I got quite a bit of stuff. This broccoli looks like it's seen some better days. I got my zucchini here that's doing pretty good. Some cucumbers. My carrots, they're doing really well. And my snap peas are doing pretty good. Alright, so I'm out here by the garden area. I'm gonna kind of talk about how my garden has been doing. It's been about a couple weeks since I've talked about it. So as you can see, it's growing. I got my basil's doing really well. Actually, it's starting to hit the top now of the chicken wire. So is my rosemary over there. It's actually growing through the chicken wire. So it's gonna be time here soon to where we're gonna actually take this and build it up a little bit so it kind of looks like a box. Gotta have the chicken wire for sure because these birds around here will eat anything it grows, so can't have that. Alright, so I figured today's the day I'm going to remove some of these red solo cups from my plants to hopefully get them to grow even bigger now. I think they're on a pretty good pathway to becoming big, so I think it's time to remove some of these red solo cups from them. I did get asked in one of my previous videos as far as why I use the red solo cups to start them. As you can see, so I took the cups, I actually cut out the bottom of the cups, so it's actually just like a tube. There's no bottom, it's just in the ground. I buried them far enough into the ground to cover the whole cup except for just the rim. And then I filled it up with dirt and I put the seeds inside the cups, buried the seeds, watered them of course, and then waited to happen. Now, so the reason why I did this was because I didn't really see any difference between starting them in the house in cups, or some people might have, they buy makeshift little greenhouses where they plant the seedlings there and they start that way. And so actually I was at first going to take these red solo cups and plant them in the cups and then have them inside my house on my dining room table, but it would have taken up way too much space on my dining room table, and I don't know about the lighting over there, and just, so I'm like, well, you know what, I'm just gonna take these, I'm gonna cut out the bottoms, that way when I do take the cups out, it's not such a, I guess, a shock to the plant as far as being removed and planted into the ground. So I'm hoping that this will help the initial shock of being transplanted with these plants so they won't suffer. I did have a garden at my old house, and when I went to actually transplant them from inside the house and to outside the house, they didn't do too good. I think the shock of being transplanted, plus it got way too much sunlight where they were at, so that probably fried them too. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try them like this. I'm gonna try them directly in the ground. I'm gonna start them in their right environment and how I want them to grow. So that's what I did. As you can see, I think it worked quite well. They grew pretty big. These are my cucumbers. They're getting pretty big. My snap peas are doing really well, so I think it worked. I think it helped protect them as they grow. I think it kept, hopefully, once we take the cups out and they're in the ground and not around these cups, that they really flourish and do really good and grow really big. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm not gonna remove all of the red solo cups from from every single seedling I got, because some of them aren't quite big enough. As you can see, my lettuce here, it just started to sprout. Just started. I still quite don't have very much on that back one yet, but these two it just started. My oregano here, it has done nothing. So I think I'm gonna remove that completely. It didn't grow. Nothing happened. So maybe the cup thing didn't work too well for the oregano. I'm not quite sure, but maybe I didn't do something right with the seeds. You know, learn from your mistakes, right? So I have some scissors to cut the cups with. I have a shovel to make sure I get them covered with the dirt afterwards, after I remove the cups. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start with the, get started with the kale first. Keep your fingers crossed this goes like I think it's gonna go. I hope it goes. So I just take it out, as you can see. I cut the bottoms out of these cups. Looks pretty good. It's got the big hole, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my scissors and just cut these cups off, like so. Just cut it all the way down, and I'm gonna just lift this up like so, just like that. Put it in the ground, like this. Take out some of these leaves here while I'm at it. And that was fairly easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these going. So I have completed removing all the cups. Right now I'm currently just giving my garden a nice good soak after removing the cups. It was fairly easy, it didn't take me very long. I did come down here and actually kind of fix my snap peas a little bit. This one was kind of drooping and hanging on its side, so I'm like, oh, I might as well tie it and let it grow up. So hopefully, it looks like I might need to do that with all of them. All right, guys, so I gave my garden a nice good soak. I let it soak for about 10 minutes. I did, however, notice that some of my plants here are starting to droop a little bit, so hopefully once it's got a good soak and the sunlight from today and the heat and stuff, it'll perk that stuff back up. I'll post another video maybe in a week to update you as far as how this garden is doing after I remove the cups. Be sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet, and I'll catch you guys next time.